All right, shalom, shalom. It's not Jim S. Lesson come back at you. Before I do get into this Lord will edifying lesson, I'm going to start off like we always do by giving out honor, glory, and praises to the Heavenly Father and to His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Next up, the bonus, there are apostles, elder bishops, elders, a great millstone who taught us the 100% truth for the Bible and who rule well. Peace, love, salutations to all the brothers across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in all diligence and sincerity. Once again, it's the brother Shawai from the GMS North Carolina Church out here in Raleigh, able to put together a Lord willing edifying lesson. And we're going to jump right into this clip. But the title is going to be The Squeeze is On, right? The Squeeze is On.
Our team inside Cuba, the massive May Day demonstrations there as President Trump increases pressure with new sanctions against the Cuban government. Gas now costing up to $40 a gallon there. So what are the Cuban people saying about their future? Matt Rivers in Havana for us.
Tonight, as thousands of Cubans took to the streets of Havana for May Day, in Washington, President Trump expanding sanctions against the Cuban government. A 4-month U.S. oil blockade already straining a struggling economy, but the U.S. intent on regime change.
That building right there is the U.S. Embassy here in Havana, and today the Cuban government is surging hundreds of thousands of people right past its front door with a clear message. The Cuban government is not backing down.
We've traveled to Havana, where many go without power and often without food, and fuel costs $40 a gallon. Pediatrician Maria Elena Mesa forced to hitchhike to work. And inside the darkened hallways, they've scaled back operations, dimming lights to conserve power, using air conditioning only in critical areas. Care now hard to provide for the smallest patients. It's a little difficult, she says, fighting back tears, but she tells me she will keep working despite it all. At night, we witness Cuba's new normal, the island descending into darkness. We walk toward Idania Costa's home in the pitch black. For months now, her family has lived by candle and flashlight. Her daughter, Eliani, doing homework in the dark, and when it's time for dinner, bringing that one flashlight with her. Idania tells me it is the people who suffer in the tug of war between the U.S. and Cuba.
David, the U.S. government argues that it's the Cuban government itself that is responsible for a lot of the suffering that you just saw, and many people here do in fact want to see regime change. As one taxi driver told me, things are so bad, quote, many people want to see the U.S. come and attack, but they don't realize just how bad war can be. David?
All right, Matt Rivers and our team inside Cuba tonight. Matt, tonight our team inside Cuba.
Hey, man, and you tribes, man, that's Manasseh, right? You tribes, man, just don't know the lengths this devil is about to go to, man. But let me get something real quick, and then we'll come back to that. This won't be a long lesson at all, but hey, the squeeze is on. What are the things that we were told to look out for, man? Now I'm drawing a blank. What's that? 2 Ezra 9? Yep. 2 Ezra 9:1, and it reads, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, verse 2. So what? We're measuring the times diligently in itself. All the things that's going on are all biblical prophecy, man. Right? Nothing escapes the Bible. Right? Nothing escapes the prophecies of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. Right? Everything is coming to pass, right? That's why the scripture said what? Though it tarry, wait for it, for it shall surely come. Right? We've been telling you people that, times are about to get very hard, very wicked, perilous times, right? And now it's an I told you so moment, but we're not even in. The Lord said that these are the beginning of sorrows. Let's read on. It reads, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, right? And we brothers is on earthquake app heavy. It's earthquakes everywhere, man. Earthquakes in diverse places. Earthquakes where you wouldn't normally think earthquakes would be, right? Earthquakes, and then the magnitude of them, right? The Lord is rocking this place, right? And uproars of the people in the world, right? This May Day, right? This May Day shit that's going on everywhere. Everybody's going and protesting and marching down past the embassies and things such like that, like we just seen in that video like that. Hey, people are mourning, man. Why? Let's get why. That's all I wanted to get right there. Let me see. Oh, I spelled that wrong. What's that? Proverbs? Is that Proverbs 29? Wicked beareth rule. Oh, let me see. I got the other phone right here. I'm just tripping. Bear with me. Yeah, that was Proverbs 29. That's the spirit. So let's get it. Right? This devil is making everybody mourn, man. Right? People are ready to give up the ghost, man. People are ready to end it. Right? Because of, the things that they have to go through. This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. See, once Lord Yahushua returns and he ushers in the kingdom of heaven, right? A kingdom of righteousness that will reign forever. The people, they're going to go through some shit because, they're going to go into captivity, right? 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, right? Just as we had to do, right? Read that in Obadiah, that stuff is going to return upon their head, right? You read in Revelation how we're going to render unto her double. So what? Things are going to be bad for the heathens for a while. For that first day in the kingdom, us establishing order, setting things up. But once all that is established and our kingdom is built, right? The people are going to rejoice. Hell, they might rejoice even a little bit when we beating their heads in. Because even then they still going the earth is still going to be under righteous management, right? Not saying that they're going to enjoy going to captivity, but hey, we're going to be ruling in righteousness, right? We're not going to be ruling, we're not going to be spreading a wicked vibration in the earth, which is causing these people to mourn. They're seeing what's what it means to have this devil rule and wickedness, and it don't bode well for nobody but this devil, right? And not even himself. He's destroying himself. So when we get back in the kingdom after 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, we're going to delegate them their lands, right? Because these heathens, they have a purpose, right? Their lands and what they specialize in, right? And the lands that they have and what grows there and all that stuff. They're going to be in their lands, and they're going to be in their lands for a specific purpose of what we have them for, right? Every heathen has a specific reason. You look at Moab, right? The so-called Chinese. What are they great at? Ask your girl what Ling good at, right? Getting them nails good, getting them nails did, doing them feet, massaging, right? Guess what they're going to be? Hey, look, that's going to be their theme in the kingdom as well. The Lord put that spirit on them for them to be like that for a reason, man. Right? But anyway, when the righteous are in authority, so when we get the kingdom and we get in authority, when the righteous get in authority, the food's going to be real, the water's going to be real, the air's going to be real, everything's going to be real. They're going to actually, because of the fact that we're ruling the world in righteousness, they're going to be a byproduct of actually being able to enjoy the earth as a paradise, right? Even though it's a small bit of it, because they're going to be, up under us forever. They're going to be in servitude and giving tribute to us forever. Even the small amount of joy that they're going to get for actually seeing the world and how it's supposed to be ran is going to be a hell of a lot more joy than they've ever had under this devil's rulership, man. Believe it. That's how much greater we're going to be in our position, right, as the righteous leaders of the earth. That's going to be 100 times better than what's being done now. And they ain't even going to have no ruling part in it. And they still going to be able to, still going to rejoice, right? Because then their eyes are going to be open to see this is how the earth is supposed to be ran. It reads, but when the wicked bear of rule, the people mourn. And that's what we're seeing throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Right? It's evident. The people are mourning. Now, let me go back to that 2 Ezra 16, and then I'm going to close it on out. I just wanted to grab that. 2 Ezra 16 and boom, 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 boom. I'll get one quick point. This is 39. Of course, we can read all this. All this is great. But it reads 2 Ezra 16 and verse 39. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. What did the Lord say he was going to bring? Right? And in the chapter before this, the Lord says there's going to be plagues upon the world. The sword, famine, death, destruction. Right? This little war going on, this is like a rumors of war going on between Cuba and America. But what? It don't always have to be boots on the ground. Right? For it to be war. This is like a warfare being waged. This little tug of war, right? This little back and forth, but between America and Cuba is causing what? Famine, right? A famine is what? A lack of resources, right? And that don't just mean food and water, which yes, it includes that. But what? The electricity. You see them in the dark, right? Gas, right? You see the lady hitchhiking, getting back and forth to work. Right, so there's a famine of everyday resources that people take for granted, right? They're getting in the car, driving back and forth to work, even getting on the bus. Okay, you ain't got no car, public transportation. No. Not if at $40 a gallon. Now you got to walk to work and hope somebody pick you up and take you to work. If that person ain't no creep, because when all hell, the grid is down, it's all dark. You know it's chaos out there at the night, at the dark time. And a sweet old lady like that, she just want to go and help. Go to the hospital, help babies. But nah, man. Don't nobody give a damn about that when all hell and chaos ensues, man. Right? People like that, the nice guys, the nice people are going to finish last in these days. Save the elect. The elect are going to be the only ones to make it out of this, man. But we can see how bad it's getting. The Lord is putting a squeeze on. 2 Ezra 16 and 39, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. Now because men count the slackness. Oh, y'all just talking. Oh, it ain't going to happen. Now these things are happening faster than ever. And they ain't slowing down. Right? And the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. It's not just in Cuba. Right? Right, we were just talking about Gaza a couple months ago. We were just talking about, these other countries and things and such like that. We were just talking about Ukraine a couple years ago. Like every time we turn around, it's something going on in these other places throughout the four corners of the earth. Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Paris had riots and stuff going on. So every time we turn around, the Sudan, they just had civil war. Haiti. You know what I'm saying? All these things happen throughout the four corners of the earth, but guess what? It's coming. Every time we look up, it's getting closer and closer and closer to America, right? Because America is going to hit America the worst. The Lord is saving the best for last, the worst, the best for the worst, right? Because this place is the epicenter of wickedness on the earth, and the Lord's going to rock this place. So whatever we see that's going on throughout the four corners of the earth, it's going to happen here, and it's going to happen harder. Yep. And worse. It says, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So the whole world is getting put through the squeeze, man. Right? Yeah, we talk about America because America's going to get it the worst, but everywhere. You're not going to be able to escape the Lord's judgment, man. Right? Unless you're part of that number, man, which we, Lord willing, pray that we are, man. A part of the number of salvation and deliverance, the elect. Right? So, hey, look, man, I'm not going to be a dead horse. I just wanted to bring that out. Before I do close it out, I'm going to give all, peace and love to the Lord's elect. Shalom. Till next time.